Okay, here's all my gear laid out on the floor. Now comes the fun part, packing it. G'day viewers, I'm Dodger Mohr and welcome to my channel. Well, last week I did a practice pack for an upcoming adventure and placed some photos onto Facebook which generated a lot of interest. So today I would like to create and share a video with you on what I take and how I pack for a 14-day adventure coming up on the 5th of June. But first, let's talk about the trip itself. It's 14 days. We leave on the 5th of June and there's 4 guys all up. That's including me as well. And we will be travelling from Melbourne, departing from Melbourne, and we're going to be heading up towards the New South Wales western part, and then heading in towards South Australia, and then returning home back to Melbourne, covering approximately 5,000 kilometres. So Darren from Diner Madness has organised the whole trip, so we will call him the tour guide. And he has put a lot of time and effort into organising this trip and taking in consideration like fuel stops, places to camp, places of interest. So absolute fantastic job by him. Yesterday we had a barbecue at his place, all 4 of us there talking about the trip, and we're really looking forward to hitting the road. So the best thing to do is I'll go and grab a map and I'll show you exactly the area that we're going to be covering. Okay, here's a map of Australia. It's a big country and the area that we're going to be concentrating is around this area here. So let's focus into that area. Okay, Melbourne down here, that's where we all live, and we are heading from Melbourne up towards Hay, up to Cobar, and then from Cobar we're going to head to around this area here down and make our way down to Menindee, up to Broken Hill. From Broken Hill we're going to head towards Lee Creek, and then from Lee Creek we're going up to Mohr, all the way up through to Ootnadatta, and then from Ootnadatta cut back down to Cooper Pedy, from Cooper Pedy all the way down towards Port Augusta, and then from Port Augusta heading towards home. We're not too sure of which way we're going to go, but that little small area that we're just covering there, that's approximately about 5,000 kilometres. So it's going to be interesting because we're not only going to be staying on the main roads, we're also going to be taking a few little back roads as well. So planning for this trip, a lot needs to be taken into consideration. One, the actual roads itself. Some of the roads can become pretty difficult if they get any wet weather onto them, and the other thing that we need to really consider is temperature. This time of the year you can have a pleasant 20 degrees Celsius during the daytime, but at night time it gets very, very cold. It'll actually drop down to 0, so you need to be prepared to carry stuff to keep you warm, like thermals, etc. The bike that I'll be taking on this trip is the Kawasaki Versys X300. I've spent a bit of time and money on preparing the bike for this trip. So So let's start with tools that I'm taking on the actual trip. In regards to tools, I've basically taken the kit that came with the bike, and I've added a few extras since I've added accessories to this bike, mainly to cater for that. But let's have a look what I've got stored underneath the seat. Okay, I've got it in the top section, just a rag, chain lube, just a small little brush to clean the chain, and my puncture repair kit. Underneath that I've got the standard tools plus a few extras. I've got 2 short tyre levers, irons or tyre irons. Also got a brake and clutch levers, as well as a gear lever there as well. So that is basically the tools that are stored underneath the seat on the bike. I've got another 2 tyre irons here. These ones are the long ones, and I've stored them in a bicycle tube so it stops them from rattling around, and zip tied them to the rear rack. On my crash bars here, I've got two of these little bags which I purchased from a bicycle shop, and inside these bags I've got front and rear tubes in there as well. There's one on each side. On the back of the bike, on the rear rack, I've got a Rotopax 4-litre jerry can on there to carry extra fuel. I'll be carrying it mainly empty along most of the trip, apart from a few areas where I will need to carry extra fuel. So the luggage system that I'm going to be using is the Giant Loop Coyote bag, which is approximately roughly about, I think it's about 38 litre capacity. And I also will be using a Giant Loop Rogue bag, which is about 20 litre capacity. And not to forget, I've got my Rig Gear Adventure tank bag as well. I will also be using I think it's about 30 litre backpack, and in that backpack I will be carrying 2 litres of water as well as my camera gear for the trip. Okay, laid out on the floor here, I've got 3 yellow bags. These yellow bags are the inner liner bags for the Giant Loop Coyote. They're the waterproofing bags, and they've also got like a little valve thing there so you can take all the air out. Now in this one here I've got all my clothes, this one here food and cooking utensils, and then this one here is my sleeping bag, mattress and pillow, plus a down top as well. At the back here, which is the Giant Loop Rogue bag, which is 20 litre capacity. Again, it has a valve here to compress it down so you can take the actual air out. It's waterproof. And in this one here, I've got a deck chair, tent, as well as a bivy bag and tomahawk as well. So yeah, let's open them up and I'll show you exactly what's in them. Okay, starting with the Rogue bag, which is all my camping gear. So I've emptied it out. Okay, my deck chair. This is a single man tent with poles in there. The pegs for the tent, a footprint for the tent itself. I'm also taking a bivy bag with me and a small tomahawk as well. And that all fits into that bag. Plus there will be also a tarp added to that. I'm just waiting for that to come through. And that is a 3 metre by 3 metre hiking tarp. Okay, this is the dry pod from the Coyote saddlebag. I've just emptied it out, and this is basically my closed one. And what have I got here? So in here I've got a pair of runners. I've got a pair of pants, 2 pairs of jocks, 2 pairs of socks, 2 t-shirts, beanie, cap, pair of shorts, and another set of thermals. I'm carrying 2 sets of thermals with me. And yeah, it's pretty minimal. And basically I'll be wearing another day's worth of clothes when I leave. So yeah, it's like I've got enough for 3 days, but I have got the opportunity to wash along the way as well. Okay, pod number 2. This is my food one, as well as cooking utensils, etc. Cappuccinos, 2 packs of tuna, a cup of soups, 2 dehydrated meals, 2 packets of 2-minute noodles. For breakfast I'll have a protein mix with some low carb muesli bars. Over here I've got some powdered milk, this extra gas cylinder, jet boil, and inside here I have plate, cup, knives, forks. I've also got some Barocca in there, as well as hydrating capsules, so if I want something else to drink, I've got that as well. Now I'm not carrying a lot of food because we will be able to buy along the way. Okay, this is the last dry pod, and in this dry pod, what have we got? Okay, this is all my sleeping arrangements. I've got here the pillow, mattress, thermal liner for the sleeping bag, a down jacket, and a down sleeping bag. Now when it comes to storing stuff in these bags, there's no need to have the sleeping bag stored in its original bag, nor the down top or any of these products here. You just shove it all into this bag here and then open up the valve and try and get as much air out of it as possible. Okay, onto the tank bag. So when it comes to storing stuff in my tank bag, what do I like to carry in there? Well, most of the times I carry all the stuff that I could use on a daily basis. One thing, baby wipes. Always put baby wipes in there in case I have to go to the toilet. Suntan lotion, insect repellent. I normally throw my deodorant in there, a toothpaste, toothbrush, and a micro towel as well. And yeah, still got plenty more room for other stuff that I might want to throw in there. So yeah, that is all of the stuff that I normally carry in my tank bag. Along the sides here, I've got some extra straps and stuff like that. On the other side of there, I've got a lot more zip ties. So yeah. Okay, here's all my gear laid out on the floor. Now comes the fun part, packing it. So we've got the giant loop Coyote bag now attached. I mounted it here where the passenger foot pegs are. There's one on each side, and yeah, that's strapped down there, and I'll show you the back strap as well. And on the rear, I've got the two brackets here, which goes into the rear rack, which I've created these two holes especially for this thing. So now, once I place the rotor packs over the top, it's going to ensure those brackets aren't going to lift. And here is the opening for the bag as well. So it's one big opening there. So just shove everything in there. So the three pods, 2, 3, have been packed. Sleeping bag, food, clothes, and camping gear in the Coyote Rogue bag. Okay, everything's on the actual bike. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, there's my giant loop Coyote saddlebag with the Rogue 20 litre attached to the top, and one of these stretchy nets to go over the whole top of it. Now the reason why I got this stretchy net is that if I do some shopping, I can just shove it underneath there along the way, rather than having to try and squeeze it into the actual bags itself. So yeah, that is the kit, and I'm pretty happy on the way how it's all turned out. Okay, laid out on the floor now, I've got all my riding gear, and yeah, let's start from the back here. I've got my helmet here, adventure boots, a pair of goggles, wet weather pants, balaclava, riding gloves, another set of riding gloves, lightweight, a pair of thermal gloves, shin and knee protectors, my jacket, as well as a pair of motocross heavy duty pants. So yeah, that is everything. If I've missed anything, it's probably going to end up in my backpack as miscellaneous items like a headlight and torch, which I forgot to mention. But yeah, the good thing about traveling with a group of people is that we can actually share the load with certain items. Like one of the other riders, he's going to be taking a first aid kit. I'm taking the tyre irons, so there's no need for other people to carry a set of tyre irons and so on. So yeah, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So it's 13 days and we hit the road, and what I will be doing is I will be uploading shorts videos on YouTube on a daily basis during the ride, and when I return home from completing the ride, I will then produce the videos on a day-to-day basis. So that's it for now. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and yeah, you'll see upcoming videos along the trip. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you all later.